So I've been sitting here trying to figure out how to start this video because I realized my last little scanning basics tutorial kind of sucks. Um, I pretty much just tried to give some basics on how to scan for wormholes and stuff, but it doesn't really explain too much about the game. For a lot of the new people that start up in Eve, there's a shit ton of different things that you can do in this game, and I never actually saw myself playing something like this because I'm not big on the whole MMO idea, especially when I'm not in direct control of my ship, like something like Star Citizen or Elite Dangerous or something like that. It's more like you double click in a direction, you fly in that direction, you know. So, um, watched a few videos on it and everything, and found something that interested me, and that was stealth bombers, like Wingspan and everything like that. You know, go sneak up on people and blow them up. And that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with the ship. It took me about, I don't know, 2 months to actually get into it and be able to fight semi-effectively, but I kind of realized that it's kind of a slow, clunky ship, and you can't really fight smaller ships with it very well because, well, they can kill you. You're firing torpedoes. So, I mean, this build right here, I went more for precision to be able to hit them at least. What I'm talking about is if you take a look, I got my torpedo launchers up here. You check out the information. And in the attributes, where is it? Past it. The explosion radius, I got it at 288 meters. Now, that means that anything around 288 meters for your signature radius is where the damage is going to be. So if this was 288 and I'm firing these at this, then I'd do my full damage. But since this is so small, it's not really doing that much. The way I counteracted that was, you know, you use these missile guidance computers with missile precision scripts, and then you got your target painters that can actually increase that signature radius. So I can bring this up to, I think it was around 150, 160. So you figure a frigate with a micro warp drive turned on, you'll actually be able to hit it pretty easily. But after messing around with the stealth bombers for so long, I found my real passion, and that's the Astero. The only difference between this one and the bomber is that you can't lock onto anything immediately when you target it. You know, you have a targeting delay when you first uncloak, you get 15 seconds, and that gives your target a chance to get away while you're trying to get a lock. But let's fly it around, and I'll show you a couple of things here. Now I'm sitting at Dodixie. It's one of the main trade hubs. You gotta remember that this is Eve, and anything that you do in this game, whether you fail or win, is entirely up to how smart you are, really. If you do something stupid, you lose your ship. Well, that's your own damn problem. You know, there's scammers everywhere. There's people that try to instigate fights with you. Outside of these big trade hubs, you'll always see people in suspect status. It's not a good idea to shoot at them because they usually have a buddy that's going to end up repping them, and it's usually something a lot bigger than you can take. And there's a lot of people that do that kind of stuff. I can see where that would be fun. But what we're going to do is we're going to warp on over to Meeves. This is the ship that I used in the last crappy video. I've made a few changes to it. Still pretty much the same, but more damage and everything. Skills have gone up. I'm sitting at, what do I got now? 28 million skill points. Been playing for a little over a year. The whole purpose of this ship, though, is it's like a Swiss Army knife in space, basically. You can check out my cargo hold here. I've got a mobile depot, I've got a data and relic analyzer, and then a remote armor repair. The whole purpose of this is so I can repair my drones if they take damage. I don't really use it very often. If I'm by a station, I'll just go repair it there. I keep extra core scanners on here because, well, this is why. When you uncloak and you launch your probes, if I don't have any more probes in here, it's not going to reload anything. So if I'm trying to scan out a wormhole and be covert about it, I'm going to have to scan and then go hide somewhere, uncloak, reload my probes, and then go to the wormhole. Well, now I'm already reloaded, so if I'm cloaked up and I scan down my wormhole, as soon as it's done scanning, I can just recall my probes, and I got them back, and my next set's already ready to go. Now, I don't have any signatures over here. Not even any combat. That's sad. So off to eternity we'll go. If you're wondering all these buttons up here, I mean, if you highlight them, it tells you approach, warp tube, jump, orbit, keep a distance, target, look at, track. You can actually change these. Like, you right click on here, you set the default, anywhere between 0 and 100 meters. That's up to you on what you want to set that to. I leave it at 0 unless I'm planning on using it for something else, though. Okay, nothing in Eternity. Let's go check out Mateer.
Warp drive active.
I hope my mic's not giving any fuzz. I tried running a couple of tests on it and it was actually doing that when normally it's really quiet. Kind of figures when you're actually going to do a video. Nothing here either. That sucks. Let's go to Aldraland. Why not?
Warp drive active.
Now I'm in HiSec. My D-scan use right now isn't really all that important, but I started playing this game, and for the first actual year I was living inside of a wormhole, so you're used to clicking this damn D-scan at least every couple of seconds, because you never know what's going to come in here. Nice thing about HiSec is, well, we got a local chat. I know exactly who's in this system. And chances are they're probably not going to attack me because of Concord, and, you know, they'll die. And that's if they can even catch me. Once again, no scan results. This sucks. Off to Petnik.
Warp drive active.
Or Patink. However the fuck you want to say it. Sad thing is, I know exactly where there's a wormhole. Unfortunately, when I was in there earlier, a small gang was using a heavy interdiction cruiser on it, and hey, look at that. There is a signature right there. So, we're going to go ahead and scan this down. I'm going to start off by double-clicking in a direction, launch my probes, and get them out of here as quickly as possible. This doesn't matter because there's nobody else in the system, but I don't like it when I see people, or if you're watching and you happen to notice somebody come into space and then all of a sudden you see probes out, you can assume that they're definitely probing something down. Kind of a given, but you know. I'm gonna go ahead and cloak up. Now, one thing I was trying to use in the chat the last time was scanning. It's pretty simple. My scanning skills aren't all that high, actually. I mean, they're decent. All I'm doing is moving this shit, double-clicking to center the camera, and yeah, we're pretty much dead center on there, okay? If you notice that we're scanning at 4 AU, alright? So we're gonna go ahead and scan at 4. I tried to type in a little formula on the other one in the chat line with a 4, a 1, a 0.25, and it's basically telling you what you can skip. So instead of going from 4 to 2 to 1, you can go from 4 directly to 1. Now I got 2 dots, alright? This isn't a big deal. You figure you're gonna pick one or the other, right? Well, there's a trick. You just double click on any one of the dots and it's always going to point you to the right one. So there you go. That's exactly the one we're looking for. We'll go ahead and zoom in here, scoot that over to the middle, drag you down to 1 and scan. Bam, let's go. I probably should have turned it one more time to make sure I'm centered, but oh well. We got us a wormhole. All right. Go ahead and center on here again. Move you down to the center. I'm not really in a hurry right now to do this. And 1 to 0.25, skipping the 0.50. Scan. Boom. It's good. Okay, so we're good. I'm going to go ahead and warp to 30. Recall those. Get back over to see my lovely ship. Let's see, who are you? Darkness consumed. Well, if we happen to go into this wormhole and it's full of a bunch of darkness consumed guys, we know that where she's coming from. And what do you know? She's in a manticore. Come and get me, babe. Oh, my favorite kind of wormholes. Okay, so all we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and check the information here. Okay, so it leads into unknown parts of space. Obviously. Up to medium-sized ships can come through. That means anything up to battle cruisers. And this also means that it's still fresh. If it has its stability disrupted, it's going to let you know that it's, disrupted but not at a critical, or it is at critical and it can collapse anytime. You got to be careful by going into those ones because I've seen frigates go into it and the wormhole close right behind them. It's pretty damn funny. So we're going to go ahead and save this location. You actually do the save off of the point that you want to save if you want to warp directly to it, okay? If I just randomly saved a waypoint, it would save it right where I'm at. So if I'm trying to warp back to the wormhole, well, guess what? I'm going to land about at least 20 kilometers away, and I still got a slow burn to it. So, LRF wormhole. Submit. And now we're going to go ahead and go into this bad boy. Now, I'm kind of a paranoid person, but when you go into the wormhole, you're going to decloak, and it takes about 15 seconds for your cloak to come back. So I usually uncloak about 10 kilometers, and I'll use my afterburner and get in the hole quickly, and by the time I'm on the other side, I'm already ready to go. Butterin. Drunken raccoon. I'm not worried about you. Alright, so here we go. Isn't a worm. D-scan. Oh, we have an Imicus. I think we might actually have a target. Do I have any save points in here already? No, I do not. We'll go ahead and warp over to you. Bam.
Warp drive active.
I would launch my probes right now, but I don't want to scare off that Imicus. So we're going to go ahead and get some distance. Save a point. He's off my scan now. As soon as I land, I want to warp right back over to my hiding spot. Shit. God damn it. It's not going to let you warp until you're actually out of warp, just so you know. Okay. So let's spot out this fucking Imicus. Uncloak, drop my probes. Drop the probes, come on. You got an Imicus uncloak. Okay, so my computer kind of froze up on me a little bit right there. Okay, cloak's recharged. Go ahead and warp back 100 from the wormhole. Okay, so pings. Where you at, buddy? Let's get you orbiting. Find the distance. Okay, so you're between 5 and 10. Oh, that could be any one of you, huh? Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and do this the hard way. We'll just start clicking. If you notice this one right here is highlighted blue, that is because it is tracking whatever I click on. And then I'm doing my angling here because I'm trying to find out which one of these points our friend the Imicus is at. Do 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 do. Oh, isn't that interesting? Oh, he's still there. Okay, so maybe he's actually not out of sight? So what is 9.9 away from me? Well, there's definitely something. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so there's a good chance that he's at this NCU. So, go ahead and locate the NCU. Oh, well, I'm pretty sure he's noticed that I got probes out. Do 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 do. Scan, damn you, scan. Pings. Still following the same logic. 4-1. That is a data site. You know what that means, right? Oh yeah. We're gonna go ahead and throw this on spread just in case he decides to look for probes.
Warp drive active.
Hey, hey, look at that. Aren't you cute? Oh. I think that he knows. Wait a minute. Oh, stop, 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 stop. Don't. So, NCU wormhole. I don't know if you noticed, but that guy cloaked. The Amicus does not have covert ops capability when it comes to cloaking. I wish I would have caught his name. But he is in a corporation. There he is, there he is. So what do we got? What do we got? 6-day-old player on there. He's been around since... Oh, he's been on for a couple of years. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do is check this guy out on Z-Killboard. You should have Z-Killboard on your favorites because it's very, very necessary. So, Ryodor Revelkin. Okay, so he's got 0 kills, 2 losses. Alright. He's, Federation Guard, huh? Alright. So what is with this wormhole that we're in? Keep in mind these sites are very helpful. J160345. Whose wormhole is this? Probably occupied by Skeltari Corporation. Okay. Well, I guess that means that this ain't his wormhole and he is a trespasser. Kind of considering letting him do that site. Now, if you notice his velocity is at 416, this guy's actually playing kind of smart. He's orbiting, so that's going to make it a little more difficult for me to kill him. Possibly. Okay, now let's go ahead and set a default because he might have backup. And go 67,000. That's 67 kilometers in case you don't know. He's using micro warp drive. He is going over there. And we are going to go ahead and warp within 10 of that can.
Warp drive active.
Make sure we got nothing on colliders here. Okay. Okay, we're gonna know real quick. Still not targeting it. Okay, now he's targeting and he's hacking it. Let's see, where are you gonna come from? Where are you gonna come from? And approach. Let's get him. Oh, fuck me. He's already got it. Well, content, right? Get him. Yeah, lucky you, buddy.
Warp drive active.
And he warped on home. Well, that's how you survive, at least. Of course, he had to know that I was going to come after him.
Warp drive active.
Actually, that's a bad idea. Fuck. What I should have done was warp over to that Poco right there, and then check. Make sure there's not something waiting for me, because you never know. That's okay. We'll go ahead and leave. Wow, that guy got out of there quick. Oh well. Can't get them all. But hey, on this ship I got 11 of them, so it's all good. I wouldn't have made much off of that kill anyways, it's just a data site. Unless he got a good blueprint out of there, it's a possibility, but not very likely at the same time. Let's go back to Dixie.
Warp drive
Yeah, let's set that back to 0. We don't need to be warping at 67 kilometers to anything. The whole purpose of changing that, honestly, though, is people are generally going to warp to 0 or anywhere in between there. You never really know how far away somebody's going to warp to something. So if I try to warp to a Poco and say that guy had a fucking cruiser or something on standby waiting to jump me because I'm going to attack him, well, I want to get out of there quickly. And it's just trying to keep out of their range of 2 kilometers of uncloaking me and gives me a chance to get away. If I warp to 0 on a Capoco and I am cloaked, it's gonna uncloak me when I land on it, so that's no fun for anybody.
Warp drive active.
Tinkles McGee. The nice thing about that track is when you're using your angling. Let's see. Hit that, boom. I'm pointing right at it, so there's a Vexor Navy issue on this gate. Now, what do you know? There he is right there. And he's gone.
Warp drive active.
It really would have been nice if I could find more things to scan down, though. Because there are a little, or more tricks to scanning. Oh, actually, that's one thing I could show you, huh? Let's check out my scanning skills. Scanning, I've only got 335,000 in scanning. Okay, archaeology, that's for hacking relic sites. Astrometric acquisition, pinpointing, range finding, and astrometrics are the ones you want. But if you see, I've only got level 4, 3, 3, and 3. So, you know, my scanning skills aren't very high, but I'm still able to scan down shit relatively quickly. And I'd only have problems scanning down the sleeper sites in high sec, but fuck those sites. Space pimple. Yeah, this thing. It's a giant fucking zit in space. Let's warp over to Dixie and see what kind of scammers there are. Oh look, multiple items contracts. Yay! 30 million ISK for some epithal blueprint. Pontifex. Whoa, my frame rate's fucking up right now. That's a little better. Oh, see, look at that guy right there. He's in suspect status and he's just waiting for somebody to shoot him. And chances are he's got a buddy to rep him, and then a whole bunch of other people will start bumping whoever attacks him. But if you notice, nobody's attacking this guy, because they are not stupid. That guy's fucking with him. He can't do anything, though. If they're bumping you, it's not actually aggressing, so whatever. Gotta watch out for those Armageddons, though. They can be nasty. Mm-hmm. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and dock up.
Requested. Docking request accepted.
But that's about all I got to show you this time. Until next time, good day.